it's Lindy and Chris Brown doing another episode of Why We Love the Dub.
Oh, hi, it's Steve Future from KW Mortgage Group. We're super happy to sponsor Chris and Lindy Brown at Why We Love the Dub. If you need any mortgage advice or want to just run some math, feel free to reach out to me at kwmortgagegroup.com.
Hi, I'm Victor Hussein. I've been practicing real estate law in KW for the past 28 years. I'm so happy to be sponsoring Chris and Lindy Brown in Why We Love the Dub. If you have any real estate needs whatsoever, please feel free to contact me at Hussein Law Office.
We're back again. Thank you, Steve and Victor, for sponsoring the show. We really appreciate it.
Today we're lucky enough to be joined by Rob Way and by Duane Zapatelli. These two gentlemen are business leaders in our community and they're very active in charities, and we're lucky enough to have some time to chat with them today. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
You bet.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. So let's get right into it. Rob, you're the owner of Swift Space, and you're extremely active in the community with charities. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So my background is I grew up on a dairy farm many years ago, came to go to Wilfrid Laurier and never left. So I came from a family that believed in making the community a better place, and we are involved, my wife Michelle and I and our kids have been involved in many charities along the way, starting out with the United Way to St. Mary's Hospital to Kids Ability, and now working with Hockey Helps the Homeless Waterloo Region Committee. So we love this community, and we love all the kinds of folks that are in it that really want to make a difference. It's so full of them, so it's fantastic.
Nice, that's awesome. And Duane, you're with Serenia Life, and how long have you been there, and a little bit of your background as well?
Sure, Chris. Similar to Rob, I actually came to Waterloo for university. But I wasn't at the high school down the street. I was at the University of Waterloo, and came and settled here and built a family, and we've raised our children in the community as well. So I've been in the insurance and investment business for almost 25 years now, and I've been at Serenia for 4.5 years, and we're a local insurance and investment company, fairly small, but we continue to grow, and we're getting a lot of presence in the market. Rebranded ourselves to Serenia Life last October, and we're quite excited about the new brand and the products and services we have. And when it comes to Hockey Helps the Homeless, we actually had one of our sons who took advantage of one of the charities that Hockey Helps the Homeless sponsors, and we had him enrolled at Lutherwood for a term when he was in grade 7. So that's going back a number of years now. But after seeing the value that provided, I decided, as a beer league goalie, I'll say at best, it was time for me to put a team in and participate in Hockey Helps the Homeless. This has been a riot over the last 9 years that I've participated with that charity. So it's been
right. This is your 10th anniversary coming up this year, right? In October?
Yes, this will be our 10th year, and so far we've donated over $1.9 million to our charity partners, and what we've decided to do here in the Waterloo region is we're supporting the charity partners who provide the emergency shelter network beds in the region. So there's lots of great work that comes on, all the way from supportive housing right through to the actual, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and somebody doesn't have a place to sleep tonight. Where do they go, and what charity partners are able to provide that? And we have an amazing network of folks, charity partners, who all work to provide different kinds of beds, of these emergency shelter beds for like the youth and for women and children and for men. So, just to name them, House of Friendship, Cambridge Shelter Corp, the YWKW, Lutherwood, and One Roof. And I have to say, when Duane, I'll ask you to sort of come on this as well. The charity partners are part of our organization, part of our committee, and their support in this, they're amazing, and they really, really work well together. It's not like a we versus they, it's so great to see how the partnership, and Wayne, if you see that, or Duane, if you see that as well.
Yeah, definitely, Rob. And we actually had a committee meeting this morning. So Rob invited me to join the board last year. So I'm coming into my second year and second tournament. And with those charity partners, they're on the board meetings, they're collaborative, they're looking out for one another. They're more than happy to share the dollars and to share ideas, and it's really great to see that. And you know, as a participant, when I look at the games, we've got 16 teams that participate. You're looking at about 15 skaters per team, one of them being a former NHL pro or Canadian Olympian, actually U.S. Olympians as well. So we've had former pro hockey players or Olympians, and a lot of people that are playing, and it's a fun day, and it's really about the camaraderie. But at the end of the day, it's about those charities, and then we're so thankful to be able to play
And those pro players, they kind of integrate and play within the teams that you guys establish, right? Like the pro players aren't all on one team or anything, are they?
No, yeah, thankfully they aren't. So you get one pro per team, and there's a draft night the night before, which is a lot of fun. So based on your fundraising as a team, the team who fundraises the most goes first, and then down to the 16th team, and you'll pick a pro, and they join you up on stage. We do that at Maxwell's Concert Hall, a great local venue here. It's on.
Where is that, Duane?
Maxwell.
It's University Avenue in
Right.
Waterloo. They're in between Weber and King. They've got concerts all year long, and I know they do a number of other events, but they're phenomenal hosts for us, and we had a great time there last year. We draft our pros. They come up on stage. You get a picture with your team and the pro there, and then the tournament happens the next day, which maybe I'm going to let Rob talk a little bit about the tournament itself and when that's held this year.
Yeah, like when is it and where is it?
Sure. So the actual. Yeah, so draft night is October 26th at Maxwell's, as Duane mentioned, and then the actual day is at Rim Park on October 27th. So it's such a day is so full of energy. I mean, we have over 100 volunteers. I think it's one of the few organizations that a month ahead we have to cut off the volunteer registration because we have so many folks who want to be involved. It's just
amazing.
incredible. And I just want to comment on our committee for a second too, because we have a committee of folks that literally have been together for 9 out of the 10 years. I mean, we do not have changeover in our committee, and my job as the committee chair, quite honestly, is to stay out of the way and keep them under control during the meetings, because they're a great group, and they all know what they're doing, and it's fantastic. And the other thing we try to do is we try to recruit goalies, because I'm a goalie, and Duane's a goalie, and Paul Reitzel on our committee is a goalie. So we have a real strong. So you could say it's a bit crazy committee-wise too. So.
And that's a great facility up at Rim Park as well, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Duane, you might want to comment on what it's like just for a second when you actually drive up to Rim Park, how the day goes, just for a minute or two, and how you're treated like a pro. And
Absolutely, yeah, it is. It's quite exciting. So I always get a ride to the rink because through the day we have some fun, and then we want to make sure that you're getting home responsibly. But we pull up to the front door at Rim Park, and there's a group of volunteers there. They'll open your trunk or open your tailgate and take your equipment out. They put your name on it, and they'll wheel it right to the dressing room that you're going to be playing in. You have a stall that's set up in the dressing room with your jersey, and then so you see the jerseys are flipped backwards, so you'll see your name on the back.
How great is that?
Oh, it's awesome, and there's all of the essentials you'll need as far as water bottles and tape and Gatorade and water, and then some snacks and protein bars to keep your energy level high. It's just great, and then there's room hosts that will be there to make sure you're ready before game time. They'll tell you how much time's left in the game prior to yours. They come out to the bench. They'll fill your water bottles for you if you need that. So we're very conscious. We don't take advantage of the volunteers by any means, but they're more than willing to help, and they're asking you, "Can I get you something? Is there anything that you need?" And you really feel. Yeah, you really feel special for that day playing, and again, you're playing for a great cause.
I know you said you've had a lot of volunteers and you've got to cut it off, but if someone does want to get involved, how best to connect? Like, where do you guys have websites, or is there something people can find out more about you?
yeah, the easiest thing is just Google Hockey Helps the Homeless, and it's going to pop right up for you, and then you'll see the Waterloo. It'll say Ontario West, and you can just click on that, and then the spot will be there. Now, we're a little early in our process because our event isn't until October 27th. So if you go on right now, we're not necessarily going to be set up for next year yet. So give it a month or so before folks do that, or they can just send me an email at robway@rogers.com as well, and we'll make sure folks get set up. I also would just to quickly like to talk about our sponsors, because one of the key things here is that when a player goes out and asks their aunt and uncle or grandma or Lindy and Chris for, as my boys do, for a donation, we're able to say that every dollar that you give goes directly to our charity partners. And we can do that because our sponsors cover all the costs of the event. So that really is an important thing for our players to be able to talk about, is that every dollar you give us will stay in the community and will go to Hockey Helps the Homeless. So we have folks like Morty's. Jay Taylor at Morty's has been phenomenal supporter of Hockey Helps the Homeless. Lindy, I'd be in trouble if I didn't talk about Stance from Tracy, and Stance Healthcare has been a phenomenal sponsor as well. Canada Life, number of organizations in town, and our company Swift Space also has been a significant contributor, along with McIntyre and Aerosonics, and I could go on and on.
And let me just interrupt for 1 second, because Rob is so humble. I know that Swift Space and Rob and Michelle match donations that come in to your sponsorship, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So, and very generous. So thanks for that.
Well, thank you. But it's a true win-win. Like, for all of us who love playing hockey, it's a great day, as Duane has said, and so you have a great day, have fun, and you raise money for a great cause. And I mean, I also have a team in it, and they're ex-Waterloo AAA players, and Pillars sponsors that. And we've had Gilbert Dion a couple of times now as our pro, and he brings his Stanley Cup ring, and we let the Leaf fans try it on, because that's as close as we're going to get to it, and it really works out well. So it's good.
Yeah, we have no Leaf fans on the podcast today, so we
So how did you and Duane meet?
Oh, we met through Hockey Helps the Homeless. So, I had to go and see who this amazing goalie behind the mask was. So once we got the mask off him and we saw the face, and Duane, he started out playing in it. He's been a tremendous supporter. And then we asked him to do some sound bits for us as a participant for promoting. And then we've asked him to be onto the committee, and he's been involved with recruiting. And that's, how it's all kind of continued. Once we get our hooks on somebody, Lindy, we don't let go, right?
Now, do you know that Duane also has another personality as a band rock and roller?
No, I did not know that. Let's hear more about that. I want to hear more.
Did you ever play anywhere locally?
A bit of that on another podcast. Okay, well, yeah. So first, maybe I'll just say, Rob is Lindy. You mentioned it. He's being really humble. I mean, he's such a big part of this event, and the role that I play on the committee is I'm a participant, but I'm definitely not driving things. But I have so much respect for Rob and his wife Michelle and the work that they do. And it was after I played for the first year, I was a free agent in the tournament, which we're always looking for free agents. So if you don't have a team to play with, or your company hasn't entered a team, you can come on as a free agent. And then it was right after that I entered our team, and Rob's been so gracious, and it's been so fun to be a part of the organization. But it's funny, this morning the band stuff came up as well at our organization committee board meeting, because talking about the concert hall at Maxwell's, and I've played more than one time in Chris and Lindy's home, and a few other places where I play guitar and I sing. And
who'd you play with at Maxwell's, Duane?
No, sorry, at your house. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, I thought maybe you played at Maxwell's too.
No, I have never played at Maxwell's. I've had the pleasure of playing a few bars around town. Thirsty's Bar and Grill up at Albert and Behringer, I think it is. I used to play. That's how I got myself through university. And,
nice. That's been there a long time.
Alan's been there a long time.
So-
There's a couple of old bars on the university that are no longer there. The Bomb Shelter pub that's not at the University of Waterloo anymore. It used to be the campus pub. So done a lot of that. Now I spend my time mostly around a campfire, and the later the night gets, the better I sound, and I love it when peers.
So Duane, when you play at Lindy and Chris's place, which one of them is on the spoons at the same time? Which one's playing the spoons?
Yeah, well, they both play the spoons. So
Because we are not talented.
He puts us way in the back and says, "Play the spoons back there." Yeah,
You're the true definition of backup.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So both of you have raised your families in KW. Are there other events you like to go to? Oktoberfesters?
for sure, no, we go to lots of events. So I know coming up soon is the Elmira Maple Syrup Festival. We'll always go to that.
Is it still the largest in North America, the Elmira Syrup Festival? I remember hearing that it's the biggest one in North America or something, which is incredible given that Elmira is such a small little community.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't aware of that. I know they've got great pancakes and great syrup, so that works for us. And they've always got some exciting shows going on that you can see as you wander around. Oktoberfest, we go there as well, and lots of sports. As my kids are getting older, we're seeing less and less of that, but they were both avid in hockey. One of them still is, and basketball for the other guy. And then my older son, he's part of the University of Waterloo men's hockey team as their assistant equipment manager. So we end up at a lot of those games as well, and enjoy the Battle of Waterloo when Waterloo and Laurier are playing, whether it's men's hockey, women's hockey, or any of the other sports. So,
and they have a new rink now at Waterloo, right? University of Waterloo. They don't still play in the old barn that they used to play in, do they?
So Waterloo does. They still play.
They still play in the barn.
Yeah, great ice, small venue, but Laurier plays at the Waterloo Rec Center on Father David Bauer Drive. So
I think Waterloo likes it. They want to keep it uncomfortable for the other teams when they come in. I remember when my days, it was when Laurier played, it was at the old Waterloo arena, right? And that, Duane, you remember that place, and man, it felt like the fans were on top of the players, and the atmosphere was amazing in there.
Yeah, I do remember it's a dangerous place to watch a game too, because pucks, the boards are low and the pucks come fast.
They didn't have nets around it at that time,
No.
so it was just how quick your reflexes were. So
Keep you sharp.
yeah,
that's the advantage of being a goalie. Rob and I were always safe in the stands.
that's right.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. But for us, our earlier days in KW sound a lot like Duane's. Both our boys were heavily into sports, so that's what you did. You traveled. Literally, we went from coast to coast with baseball and inline hockey and hockey, so that was great. And now that they've both sort of gone beyond competitive sports, Michelle and I have jumped into this famous pickleball. So we both play pickleball, and we're going to teach Lindy and Chris how to do it soon. So,
As soon as I get that hip replaced, I'll be good.
yeah. And Duane, you'd be excellent at it with your goalie reflexes. We have to get you out.
And where do you play in town? Like,
I'm a member at Greystone,
right.
and just up on Northfield, so it's a great place to play. Lots of fun, lots of good folks.
Do they still do squash and tennis there too?
Yes, they
Right,
do.
it's all racket
Fitness,
sport.
Pilates, golf simulator, they've got everything. And it's really become one of the largest pickleball facilities, however, it's, there's membership and it costs to play and all that stuff. But the city has done a fantastic job too, because they have courts now at the rec center. There's courts at Rim Park, and of course, once summer comes, there's courts everywhere, literally. So lots of opportunities.
That's very popular.
And then also there's the badminton club as well. And I'm down here in Florida right now, and just in Naples is where they play the U.S. Open, and it's one of the largest. There's like 60-some courts there.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's the fastest growing sport, in the world, literally. And I'll just tell you a very quick Canadian story. So last year, there's such few courts down here in Florida that they started to set up courts with the nets in cul-de-sacs, And then when somebody would come along in a car, we'd have to move the nets, and it was like car, and it brought back my road hockey
road
days
hockey,
in Canada.
totally.
Growing up, that's what we used to do, is move the nets out of the way. Well, you do it now with pickleball, and it's people in their 50s and 60s and 70s doing it. So it's pretty funny, actually. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, though.
It's the one sport I feel like I have potential for because I'm not a sporty person, so I look forward to doing more of it.
Yeah, but you need to be careful, though, because our oldest son, who's a doctor now, he was doing some residency work in Ottawa, and he was doing going along with a doctor in Perth. And it was a Tuesday morning, and he comes into emergency, and the doctor says, "Oh, be ready for a very busy day, because Tuesday afternoons in Perth is pickleball day, and we usually have all kinds of visitors. So you have to make sure to stay under control." Lindy.
Have you joined the pickleball ranks yet, Duane, or are you considering it?
I'm definitely considering it. I've heard so much about it, and I feel like I'm missing out, especially more after listening to this. So I think it's time for me to get myself a racket and get out there.
Yeah, and the great thing too, Duane, is when I look at it down here in Florida, we have close to 40 people that play every day, and if those 40 people weren't playing pickleball, they'd be sitting. A lot of them would be sitting inside in their condos or in their homes doing nothing. So. And now you come out, you play, you socialize. We have groups that go out to the bars after. So I think that's what makes it so cool. It's much bigger than just the playing.
So speaking of that, going out after pickleball, where do you go? Where are you guys going after hockey, or where are you going after pickleball?
Where are we meeting for that cold beer?
Yeah, that's what we really want.
Well, if you were here in Florida, you'd be going to the Naughty Parrot, but you're not. So.
I know you meant.
Wayne, where would you be going?
Yeah. Well, I actually, it's a great timing that you ask, and my beer league just wrapped up on Tuesday night, and we were at the Heidelberg Tavern, which if you know the Heidelberg, it closes at 8 p.m., but hockey doesn't end that early. So once a month throughout the hockey season, they'll stay open for us until 1 in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the last game isn't finished until 11.
Right, they're pretty famous for their schnitzel or something, is it?
Or pigtails?
Or pigtails, which one is it? Or the Heidelberg, one of the two, right?
Those are big pigtails.
Pigtails, okay. Never been a fan of.
And my favorite, my favorite, of course, is Morty's. I love their wings. There's nothing like Morty's wings.
Morty's wings.
And he's got that great spot to sit outside now. And I don't think every time I go to Morty's, I run into somebody that I used to play hockey with or against, or our kids played hockey together and all that kind of stuff. So it's never just go to Morty's for food and a drink.
Yeah, Morty's it's just an iconic place, isn't it?
Were you a bouncer there?
Well, let's just. I was a guy who opened and closed the door a lot for people, but that was back when I went to Laurier. And they were the second half of the Royal Bank. They were that long strip bar, like they'd been there forever before they moved to the new venue up the street, which is, I guess that's quite a few years ago now too. But yeah, good old Morty's, and wings the size of like baseball bats.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so that's our favorite in our family.
Rob, when you're back in Ontario, the gang of us should all get together for a pickleball and a beer at Morty's afterwards.
That sounds good. Or the beer first, and then you go play pickleball.
There you go.
That's why they're in Emerge.
I'm in.
Well, we really appreciate your time today. It's amazing to be able to speak to both of you and to know a bit more about hockey. It helps the homeless, and we really look forward to being involved in that ourselves.
Yeah, thanks a lot, gentlemen. Really appreciate your time and all that you do for this great community too. Thanks a lot.